Hello, ShipRockers! Welcome to our tutorial on how to complete your booking online from the start of your access token all the way through the completion of your reservation with confirmation number. A couple of things you might want to be prepared for before you get into the booking process is you should make sure you have your date, time, and access token for the ShipRocked presale. If you have not received it in your email, definitely contact us to make sure that we have verified that you've registered for the presale and get that information to you. You're also going to want to have a link to the pre-booking site. You can find that in your email, or if you go to the ShipRocked homepage on the screen, I will show you how you can log into your account and find the access to book your reservation. You're also going to want to have ask for profiles for all of the guests that are going to be traveling in your cabin. If a guest has traveled with you or with ShipRocked before, they have an account online, so please do not create a new one for them. And then you're also going to want to have the credit card information for all of the guests who are going to be paying for their portion of the cabin. Credit card information includes the full credit card number, the expiration date, the security code, as well as the billing address, which would have the zip code and a postal code. To get started, one of the most important things I would like to highlight with our reservation system moving forward is the ability for you to go in and update your credit card information separate from the booking process. As we realize, a lot of our guests will have to have credit card information given to the lead guest. So, to make things a little bit easier for the lead guest, if you log into your Ask For account before the booking process starts, go to the upper right-hand corner of the page and use the drop-down menu. You will see there's a new feature that's called Your Credit Cards. This allows each individual guest to log into their Ask For account and either update a credit card that's already on file or add a new credit card. These credit cards will now be put in your personal profile for the lead guest to choose from as they go through the booking process in the next steps coming ahead. So to get started, I will go ahead and start from the ShipRocked homepage. If you log into the shiprock.com homepage at the top, you'll see a link that says My Account. If you click on this link, it'll take you to the Ask for Reservations login page. This would be where if you have never attended a ShipRocked before, you can click on the link to create your ShipRocked reservation. Otherwise, the login information will be right here so that you can log into your account. I will go ahead and get started by logging into my reservation. If you are logging in from the ShipRocked website, there should be a banner that pops up right underneath the Welcome to Ask for Reservations. If you are logging in from your link via your pre-sale information on your email, it should take you directly to this page, which is the pre-sale access token is required at this time. When it is your date and time, please go ahead and put your token number and click submit. If you decide that you would like to test things out early and you decide to put a valid token number in and click submit, it will say token is not valid. So that means your token will not work until your date and time has started. Your token is also individually based, so it will only work for your profile, which means that you cannot pass it on to anyone else for them to use during the booking process. I also want to highlight that tokens are one-time use only, so please make sure that you are prepared to start the booking process before you get here, because once you start, you will need to complete the entire booking process. Otherwise, you will not be able to log back in with your access token at a later date and time. Once you have a valid access token and it is your date and time, the reservation system will take you to this home page. On the very first page, it'll discuss some of the things we just talked about. It'll also highlight the cabin mate match program, which is great for solo guests who essentially want to reserve a bed in a cabin without having to worry about finding cabin mates on your own. More information can be found on the ShipRocked website. If you go to pricing, and the very last option is cabin mate match program. The other thing that will be here will be for guests traveling with children ages 6 months through 12 years old at the time of sailing. will only be charged the taxes and fees of $295 per person as long as they are booked as the third and fourth guest in the cabin. When you choose your number of adults and children below, go ahead and book your cabin as you would with the correct amount of adults and correct amount of children, and then email us after you've completed your full reservation, and we will go ahead and adjust the cabin price so that it reflects the child's price. I am going to book the reservation for 2 people today. So I will click continue. And the next screen that'll be in front of you will be the available cabin categories. The first cabin category is an interior stateroom. It's the most economical way to travel on ShipRocked. These cabins will be located on the interior hallways of the ship. They will not have a window or a private outdoor space. From there, you'll have an ocean view cabin, which are cabins that are located on the outside hallways of the ship. They will have a window. We will also have balcony cabins, which will also be on the exterior hallways of the ship, but they will have a private outdoor space, a couple chairs and a table. And then the top of the line will be our VIP suites. These suites are also balcony cabins, but they have more square footage, as well as they come with VIP amenities, which you can find on our website underneath the pricing tab, clicking on VIP packages. You can learn about the Platinum VIP packages, as well as the VIP package add-on that you might have an opportunity to book later on in the reservation process. Today, I'm going to go ahead and choose to book into a balcony cabin. Before you here, we'll break down the actual stateroom categories. This will be, besides the difference in price, the biggest thing will be the deck that you are located on. If you take a look, you'll see that the decks are different based on what category you're looking at, as well as the size of the balcony and the amenities that come in the cabin will be different. If you do not see a cabin category available on your screen when you go to book, it probably means that the cabin category is sold out or it is not available for your desired occupancy. So for example, if you have 4 people in your cabin and you really want a balcony on deck 11, it may not be available because the remaining cabins that we have on board might be for 2 people only. I'm going to go ahead and choose a deck 8 cabin. Before you, you will see a list of all available cabins that you can choose from. This is a live inventory scenario. You can choose to add to your reservation on the right-hand side, or my personal favorite is to click on the interactive deck map, where you can actually see where the cabins are located on the ship. I recommend before you start doing the booking process that you take the time to discuss with your cabin mates what cabin category, what deck you want to be on, and the location of the ship, whether you want to be forward, mid, or aft. I also recommend that you have a backup plan. If for some reason the cabin category or the cabin number that you want is unavailable, make sure you have a couple options to choose from. I also recommend that if you're traveling with family or friends, you get together with them and discuss where they're going to be staying on board if you would like to be nearby to them. I personally like to be midship near a set of elevators, so I'm going to click on the cabin that I'm interested in. And this is a big point. Once you click on add to reservation, you cannot change your cabin. So just make sure that the cabin that you are looking at purchasing is the cabin that you want before you actually add it to your reservation. The second available option you can choose from is going to be a category upgrade waiting list. So if for some reason a balcony cabin is not available on the particular deck that you're interested in, if a suite isn't available for you to book, you can actually add yourself to the wait list so that we can contact you later on if a cabin becomes available. If you click select, it'll give you an option of cabins that you can choose from. I would recommend when you get to this page, we only need one person's name, just the person that we're going to contact to make the decision to move your cabin if you are interested. We don't need everyone to sign up for the wait list, so I would just select the lead guest listed here. And this is actually where you can go ahead and add yourself to the wait list depending on what you're interested in. So I have booked myself into a balcony cabin. And then we will go ahead and I'm interested in adding ourselves to the wait list for a suite. If you see here, I am going to be in a double cabin, but I might have a third person that wants to travel with me later on. So you can add yourself to any of the cabin wait lists that you see here based on what is most important to you. If the system may only allow you to add one at a time, but you're more than welcome to send us an email to add yourself to any of the other wait lists as well. So I'm going to choose a junior suite double. And we will move on to the reservation details. This is going to go over everything briefly with you just to make sure it all looks correct before moving on to the final steps of the booking process. I have my name, the adult two, which will go through the next step and add who they are. It'll talk about the balcony cabin I have purchased, the taxes and fees, along with prepaid gratuities for the ship staff. I have added myself to the VIP wait list for both myself and my guest, as well as I have added myself to the junior double suite. If you get to this and you realize you would like to add yourself to the VIP package waiting list or the upgrade waiting list, you can do so down here at the bottom. If everything looks good, we'll go ahead and check out. This is where you're going to make sure that all of your information and your guest information is correct. This should all pull directly from your profile. You have two choices when it comes to your guest information. You can provide their information later. If you choose to provide their information later, you are also going to want to make sure you choose date of birth is unknown. Or if you have traveled with your cabin mates in the past previously, there will be a drop-down box right here, and it'll allow you to choose from any of your previous cabin mates and add them to your reservation. So today I'm going to go ahead and add my husband. Actually, I am going to add my husband to my reservation. I will have to make sure that all of this information is correct so that it will pull through the correct profile in our system. Once I have that information correct, I will click on continue. And we are going to discuss financial responsibility. You have two options. You can choose to pay 100% of the cabin yourself, or you can split the total cost of the cabin with your traveling companions. This is a really important part of the booking process if anyone in your cabin has a future cruise credit with ShipRocked. So if you have rolled over your money from a previous year, or you were given a credit to use for a ShipRocked future, you will want to make sure that you are choosing the option to split the total price of the booking equally with my travel companions. The future ShipRocked cruise credits are guest specific. So that's why you need to split it up so that you can apply those deposits or that amount of money to your reservation per person. If you mess something up and it does not go the way that you want, please email us. We're more than happy to make sure this gets adjusted for you. From here, you'll have two options to choose from. You can choose to pay in full or participate in the monthly installment plan. At the bottom, you can select the payment terms that suit you best. You can pay the required deposit now and the remaining balance in 6 monthly installments beginning on May 1st, or you can pay the entire amount of $2,660 now, completely your choice. Today, I'm only going to go ahead and pay just the deposit. Once again, just going to make sure that all of the information here is correct. Obviously, the important things with the red asterisks are going to be the ones you're going to want to pay attention to. Just making sure all of my information looks good. You do not have to put your passport number in if you do not have it. This is just an extra way for you to keep track of that information. It is not something that we need to know. Now that I've checked my information, I'm also going to go ahead and check my husband's information. As you see here, I put the information incorrect to pull through his Ask For profile. So all of this information below has been populated with what's in his Ask For profile. Again, I'm just going to double check and make sure everything looks correct. Some of the last steps you will go through and some of the most important steps that you will go through is to review the ShipRocked terms and conditions. Please definitely take the time to read through these, whether you read through them now or later. You can also find them on our website. Lots of great information. We want you to be able to be prepared if you have any questions, and then you can contact us. We're going to also ask you to read any additional terms and conditions and acknowledge acceptance of any kind of special terms that would be applying to the future cruise. Some of the last and final information is going to be to pay for your reservation. This helps secure your reservation and book your reservation in our reservation system. If this information is not already populated, you will have to go ahead and add credit card information. I have chosen to do the monthly installment plan, so therefore I need to add a credit card so that we know which credit card is going to be paid for in the future. If you choose to pay for your reservation in full, of course, this information needs to be collected so that the full payment can be used. For all guests that have a future cruise credit, right down here at the bottom, there will be a field that says account credit. This is essentially how much money that you can use to pull from your reservation right now. Most guests will have what is displayed in front of you. Some guests have more money than that. It's only going to show you how much money you can use right now for the amount due. So if you take a look, it'll see that I have $150 to use towards my deposit. The next payment field down is any additional money that you want to pay on top of your own credit. So the payment amount field will be your opportunity to add an amount to charge to the credit card that you put in above. Unfortunately, this field cannot be used to apply a ShipRocked credit amount higher than what is listed right above under the account credit. If you do have a ShipRocked future cruise credit that exceeds the amount listed on the screen, please email us after you have successfully completed your reservation, and we would be more than happy to apply the additional credit to your account and modify your reservation payment plan. One of the last steps here will be to purchase or decline travel insurance. Of course, here at Ask For, we highly recommend the purchase of travel insurance. You do have a set amount of time to discuss whether or not you would like to purchase it along with certain add-ons. Otherwise, traditionally, travel insurance is able to be purchased up until 48 hours before we leave on the cruise. I would certainly recommend that you take a peek. You can choose just one person or all people in your cabin to get a quote for or to purchase the travel insurance. Otherwise, you can choose to decline it at this time and come back at another time to look at what the travel insurance can offer you. If anyone is thinking about choosing the cancel for any reason option to add to your travel insurance plan, you do only have 14 days from booking your reservation to add that to your travel insurance plan and purchase it. So you do have a time restriction if you would like to add that specific plan to your policy. So please reach out to us or reach out to Travel Guard for more information. The last bit of information here is just your confirmation. This means that you have successfully made your reservation and it is officially in our system. It'll give you a reservation number here. You will also receive a copy of this information sent to your email address on file, and you can just take a peek through, make sure everything looks correct. It'll also go over your payment plan below. If for some reason this payment plan does not work for you, sometimes the first of the month is a little bit more difficult for some guests, absolutely send us an email. We're more than happy to schedule a different date for you. Unfortunately, we cannot extend your payment plan past the October 1st deadline for this particular cruise, but we're more than happy to move it to the 15th of the month, the 10th of the month. Just keep in touch with us so that we can make those arrangements for you. In the end, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us by phone or by email. During the booking window, things will be a little bit more difficult to get in touch with us. We are always happy to help answer questions and address comments or concerns via email if you can get those to us as soon as possible. And we look forward to rocking hard and vacationing harder with you in the future.